Okay, we are aware of the intercept option inside of Burpsuite. But we did also notice that there are other things here such as intruder, repeater, and others. What are those options? Well, they all have their own purpose. Let's first start by checking out this target tab right here. So in this target tab will be all the websites that we visited while having Burpsuite as proxy in the current session. They will be listed in this left window right here. Let's give it a try. For example, if I go and visit tesla.com, let's first of all make sure that intercept is turned off so we don't get stuck on a certain request. Turn it off, go back to the target tab, and here are all the links that we visited once we tried to visit tesla.com. In order for us to load tesla.com page, we had to send requests to all of these domains right here. And somewhere in here we should also see tesla.com. Let me check it out. Here it is. It's last in my case. And once you select it, or once you select any of these links or domains, in the window to the right, we will see all of the HTTP requests that we performed with that website. Let's, for example, take a look at this first request. So this is the first request that we performed. It's us trying to get www.tesla.com, and here are the HTTP headers of our HTTP GET request for this page. If we wanted to check out the HTTP response, we can take a look at this right window right here. So this is the response to our HTTP request. We can scroll all the way down and we will be able to see the HTML code of tesla.com page, which is this one right here. We can print it out like this. We can also take a look at the raw headers right here, as well as the HTML code. And we can also press the render option, and this will render the HTML code of that page, and we should be able to see the page right here in just a couple of seconds. And here it is. Now it doesn't look quite that good as it does look right here, but nonetheless it tries to render it. Okay, now let's check out these actions right here, but let's check it out on our DVWA page. So let's visit our OWASP BWA machine. Let's navigate once again to this DVWA page. And once it loads, let us first log out just in case, because we did log in last time we used this application. And if we go to our targets tab, now we should see somewhere our OWASP virtual machine, and in my case, here it is. You should see just the IP address of your OWASP machine. And you can see once we have the render tab, it does render out the page for us. But let's go back to the pretty response, which will give us the HTTP response headers as well as the HTML code. Now let's try to find the request where we visit DVWA. And let's see it right here. I do believe it's this one. Let us check out. And if you don't want to scroll to all of these requests, what you can do is you can just turn on your intercept and specify once again incorrect username and password. And once it intercepts this request, you can click on action and let's go with repeater. Let's send to repeater. As soon as you click on that, you will see this repeater tab light up. It will become orange. So for now, we can turn off intercept, we can navigate to the repeater, and there we should be able to see our request. Here it is. Now, what you can do with the repeater is you can send a certain request as many times as you want. For example, I can try to send this request, and in the right window, we will get the response. Now, you might notice something weird right here. We're not getting the HTML code down here. So what does this mean? Well, if we take a look at this response a little bit better, we're going to see that we didn't get the code of 200, which means that the page loaded successfully. We got the code of 302. And once this happens, this usually means that you're about to get redirected to a certain page. In that case, we can click on this button, follow redirection, and it will redirect us to the page. As we can see, now we have the HTML code, and since we submitted the username and password of test, we get the login failed message, which is the same message that we have right here. We specified incorrect username and password. So we can also do the same thing that we did with intercept. We can also do it in repeater. We can change the incorrect username and password to the correct username and password. For example, let's go to the intercept turned on. Let's forward these packets. Or let me just do it like this. I'm going to type test and then test, turn on the intercept and click on login. Now let me go and find this specific request for the DVWA page, and here it is. Now let's send it once again to the repeater. Turn off the intercept, go to the repeater, and here we will have once again this request. Now you can change anything that you want in this request. For example, we can see the user agent tab right here that says Mozilla 5.0 and says the Linux version. It pretty much gives the information about us. And if you wanted to hide that information to the DVWA page and to our OWASP virtual machine, you can type, for example, that user agent is iPhone 7, for example, and leave it just like this, and this will get sent to the page. We can also change the correct details. Correct usernames and passwords to admin and admin, and then we can send this request. Remember that it will get redirected, so we must follow the redirection, and now we shouldn't get that login failed error. Instead, we should successfully log into the page, and if we go to render, it should render out a logged in page. As we can see right here, down here it says username is admin, so we successfully logged in, as it says right here as well. You will also notice that the next request that we're about to send has the user agent of iPhone 7. So that is also something that we managed to change. How cool is that? Okay, this is repeater. It is similar option as to intercept, just here it saves our HTTP request. It allows us to modify it as we like and resend it as many times as we want. Then we can easily take a look at the response and render its HTML code right here. In the next video, we will be checking out the intruder option, which is also really useful. See you in the next lecture.